Hey guys, we are live with another Elite Coach Live. So, coming to you on a weekly basis to try and help deliver information, advice, mentoring, whatever it is you need to move you closer to your goal and becoming the elite coach you want to be, whether that be a personal trainer, elite strength and conditioning coach, performance coach, whatever it may be. SSC Education will be coming live every single week to help you fulfill that as well. So, if you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, make sure you drop a comment, say hello. If you are listening to us on Spotify, hope you're enjoying it while you're walking the dog or whatever it may be. But remember, guys, what would be greatly appreciated if you could just hit the subscribe button on whatever platform it is you are listening to. We greatly appreciate it, and we can make sure that you receive the content prompt and it comes straight into your inbox as soon as we publish it out there. So, guys, I am joined by the founder of RYPT. So a lot of you guys that have worked with us within the Elite Coach Network probably know RYPT quite well, because I rant and rave about them and how great they are on a weekly basis on our training talks. We had a great session 6 months ago. And the joy of technology, it moves quicker than Usain Bolt on an Olympic 100-meter final. So we thought we'd get Cormac back and just see how things are going. So Cormac, how we doing, mate? We all good?
Good, great. Good morning. How are things? Good to be here again. Hard to believe it was 6 months ago since we did this last, but yeah.
It's crazy, mate. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just absolutely flying by, and yeah, it gets scary. My daughter's birthday at the well, her birthday seems to have been longer than the Queen's. I think her birthday spanned a month. So my bank account is well and truly drained now. But yeah, she's 13 years old and running rings around me, and I've got absolutely no chance now. So yeah, there you go. So anyway, mate, 6 months has gone by. I know last time we chatted, you gave us a real good insight into the platform, and it was already at a really good space. And off the back of it, I think quite a lot of our coaches actually jumped on and started utilizing it. And I've just got nothing but great feedback. But like you say, technology moves super quick, mate, isn't it? So how's things been going for you guys over at RYPT? Have you been able to keep yourselves busy with lots of new updates?
Absolutely, always. It's never ending, this process. But yeah, we've been very busy on a lot of different things. Some big and some smaller projects as well. Because I guess what we're always trying to do is take our feedback from our coaches and refine things, even if it's a smaller feature that's existing, just to make it better and easier to use, and then also to bring in new features, new functionality to add more value for coaches. So yeah, we've been working on a couple of things. One big project is to introduce a calendar view, which I'm going to give you a sneak preview at. It's not gone live. We're hoping to put it live next week now, but it's not live yet, but nearly there. It's been a almost a year-long project. So yeah, really excited about this one, and some other smaller things like just allowing coaches to add their performance testing data much easier when they're with a client or a group of clients or a team in the gym as well. So they're kind of two of the big things that we've been launched over the last couple of months and been working on. And yeah, we a lot of things coming in the pipeline as well that we could chat a bit about if you wanted to as well.
Fantastic. So what's kind of, has there been any sort of common themes that for needs of coaches on the ground that have been coming through lately?
I think there's a couple of things that we see, I guess, consistently. One thing that we're looking at, so we're currently redesigning our app as well at the moment, and towards the end of this year, we're hoping to launch a completely new redesigned app with a lot of functionality. One huge thing is that coaches have been asking for is messaging. So we are working on adding that to the platform, and I think that's really just about being able to centralize all your communication, with your clients or athletes that you're working with. And I think it's also a really good thing for coaches to be able to segregate their working life from their personal life, because you find a lot of coaches are using WhatsApp to speak to their clients, and then it's very hard to switch off if you're chatting to your clients on that as well. You might get a text on a Sunday morning or a Sunday night even, and I guess you feel that need or urge to respond, and that can be great as well if you're building that kind of connection with your clients. But I think it's good to be able to separate the two, and so that's a big thing we're working on. And also there's a big drive towards integration with different wearables. So it's a long list. So we have to try and, I guess, prioritize the ones we work on first. But a big one that's been coming back from everybody as well is initially like integrations with MyFitnessPal. So we have the nutrition feature in there, but it's about making it easier for clients and pulling that data automatically if they are using something like MyFitnessPal. But then also looking at the different wearables that people are using to track their sessions and how we can pull some data from that to, I guess, enrich what we're doing here with RYPT and what the coach can do in terms of their programming, and also just give the coaches, more info about what their clients are doing day to day if they are wearing these trackers. So they're kind of big target areas for us as well with these new apps and with the future development of the platform.
Nice, mate. So is your list a bit like mine? So you cross one off and then add another 2 or 3? Is that
exactly? It would be nice if it was only 2 or 3, but yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, and I'm really pleased. A lot of coaches have embraced RYPT and the platform itself, because I think the biggest thing that we enjoyed from S&C's like education's point of view was the fact of the flexibility and the kind of the philosophy that you guys have and stuff. So for the guys that didn't catch the last one, or maybe he's watching this for the first time, do you want to sort of take us back to where did the need of design and RYPT and come from, and why you've gone down the route in terms of the flexibility and stuff? Just give us a bit of a backstory about that, mate.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so. In terms of the idea and where the platform came from, was my own experience as an athlete. So I'm not a coach. That's not my background. But I played rugby at a high level amateur here in Ireland. And at the time, the way that the structure works in Ireland is the amateur clubs don't have a lot of money to spend on coaching. So we were working with a remote S&C coach who might come in, once every 8 weeks to do some testing with us. And then he'd send out a program by email using Microsoft Excel. And we just found that, nobody really knew what they were meant to be doing or when they were meant to be doing it. And as a result, not a lot happened, So that's, I guess, where the original idea for the platform came. And, the more we dug into it, the more challenges we saw in terms of what coaches have to do on a day-to-day. They're not only managing their clients and their athletes, but they're also trying to manage a business and all that side of things as well. So, we saw that there were a huge number of problems to solve. And I guess when we looked at competitors out there in the market and what was in the market, we found there was a fair bit in the PT space, but not a lot of platforms that really gave you, enough depth, we felt, in terms of what you can program, what you can prescribe in detail and what you can monitor, and not a lot outside of the actual workout space as well. So what we've tried to do with the platform is also look at other areas that, impact your client or your athlete's performance, like well-being, training load monitoring, nutrition as well, So that's, I guess, what we aim to do with the platform, and really have a platform that would give you the flexibility if you're working, with a high performance athlete, or if you're working with just general population, And so we've really built a lot of flexibility in terms of the programming and the monitoring side of things in the platform.
And I think that's great, and I think again I echo, that's why we really enjoy what you guys do. Because it is that everybody talks about strength and conditioning, but sometimes they forget about that 5-letter word off the back end of it, and that's the coaching aspect of it. And it goes far beyond the sets and the reps. It's the communication and looking after the bits that happen in the other 23 hours of the day and stuff. So it's really cool. But I'm probably holding back the excitement a little bit, because I'm really excited to see some of the upgrades, mate. So do you want to kind of just jump in, mate, and kind of share your screen and just show us a little bit about some of these new updates and stuff?
Sure. Do you want me to just focus on the new updates, or
no? Take us through. Take us through from top to bottom, mate, if you want, because there'll be a few guys that haven't seen this before.
Perfect. Okay. I'll go through a general kind of overview, and if you want to jump in at any stage and ask any questions for more detail, just let me know.
No worries,
So let
man.
me see here. Can I figure out this share screen?
Yeah. This is making for a great podcast, guys. So for you guys that are watching on Spotify or listening on Spotify, should I say, if this is your first episode, I promise you, not all of them are just based on screen shares and stuff. So just make sure you subscribe there, mate. But we'll bring this in. There we go.
Perfect. That's up okay, is it?
Yeah, that's up okay, mate. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's see which one's better. Which one's better? Us on the bottom or us on the side, Cormac? Which one do you prefer, mate?
Probably us on the side, just in case it was kind of blocking on the other
Yeah,
screens, maybe. Perfect.
no dramas.
As long as that's big enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, look, this is the RYPT platform. So the way it works, when you create your account with us, you'll be setting up your own coach's profile. So coach's profile is quite simple at the moment. Just some general details about yourself. You can add your social media links and a profile photo. Really good to do this stuff because whenever you're working with a client or an athlete through the app, everything you send out will come from you as a coach, all your workouts, any content you share with them. But you do also create what we call on the platform a gym, but it's really your coaching business. So it could be your own personal coaching business. If you're working with a sports team or a local club or an organization, you could set one up for them. And what you can do in the gym is you can basically set up all of your own branding. So you can own a cover image, your own business logo or club logo, whatever it is. And again, add further details about the organization themselves. You can also, we see the platform as a collaboration tool for multiple coaches. So you can also add, if you are collaborating with other coaches, be that another strength and conditioning coach, a nutritionist that you're working with, a physio if it's in a sports setting, and you can add all these coaches to your gym here in the platform and collaborate with them when you're working with your clients and athletes. So at the moment, this is I guess it's private in that it's only seen within the platform. Again, anything you share to your clients and athletes, be it workouts or content, it's all going to come with your gym or your business branding on it as well. But a new feature we are introducing, we're just trialing it at the moment with a small group of customers actually, is allowing you to make all of this public. So if you didn't have your own business web page, that you could very quickly with RYPT create your own web page. So I'm just going to show you an example of one of these at the moment that's live with one of our customers. It's a gym based over here in Ireland. And from their data in their gym and their coach's profile, we've basically created this business landing page for them. So you'll have your own URL or your own web address that you can share with your clients or potential clients through your social media or anything like that. And basically here you'll have all your information with your gym and your business branding. You can set your images. You'll have, about your gym or your business here, and you'll have all your links to your social media or your website if you have it. Then you'll have more information about yourself as a coach. So a personal bio and listing of your qualifications. And again, some links to any of your own personal social media if you want to share that here. And then finally, at the moment, so you can also create and sell products or programs through the platform. So you'll have a list of any programs you have for sale here. So that's initially what the products feature is. So we'll take a closer look at that in a couple of minutes. But you can create, again, web pages. So if I click on one of these, you can create web pages to advertise and sell your products or your programs through RYPT. So again, this is all designed by you through the platform. We're pulling in your branding, but you can give an overview of what your program is designed to do. You can set, a price for your program, and you'll have designed your program in the platform so it'll run for a certain number of weeks and have a certain number of workouts that we'll display here. You can set up goals for your client or goals for the program and for your clients and athletes that will be displayed here. And you can give some more information about the program itself, what's included in terms of if there's any nutrition or, coaching interaction with it or check-ins, and also if you're sharing any other content as part of the program. And finally, just again, a bit more about yourself from your coach's profile here. So again, you can share these links through, whatever your marketing channels are, your social media, email marketing, or text. Your client or potential client will be directed to this page where they can click on the Get It Now button and they can purchase the program. And the real strength of this is everything after the sale is basically automated. So once your new client buys a program, they'll be sent an email. They click the link in the email. They create their RYPT account if they don't already have one. And then once they log into the app, they'll have their program there waiting for them. So it's taken out all of that kind of work on your side in terms of inviting them and sending out their program, making sure they have everything they need. That's all automated on this end. And so yeah, this is a new feature that we've basically got in a trial mode at the moment. So excited about this and the potential of this in helping coaches get set up with their own mini website very quickly.
That's great, and because I think it's all about that presence, and I think a lot of coaches sometimes get a bit concerned when they set up like a online business or just getting started because they think, oh, I need a website, I need this, I need to have that set up, and so the fact that it's all in one place will just reduce that chance of overwhelm a little bit and just help people get started. I think sometimes that's what it is when you transition online. It's getting started and just being able to put it into practice and reducing all of those friction points. So it's a really good feature for a lot of guys there.
Great, good to hear it. Good to hear it. Yeah, exactly that. It's just about being able to get started quickly as well, because it's so many things that coaches have to worry about when they're getting started, and a website is one, especially if you have no experience in IT, that can be pretty daunting for people and they don't know where to start. So having something like this, I think, is really powerful tool to get people up and running very quickly.
Nice, really good.
So yeah, that would be the kind of the profile end of things. So I'll move on now to the user sections, basically where you'll have all of your clients and athletes. So in here, you basically have a list of everyone that's linked to you in the platform at that time. So how you work with the platform, there's kind of two ways you can do it. You can sign up to one of our subscription plans and you'll get a certain number of users per month, and you can change that as you need it. So you can upgrade or downgrade between the plans month to month very simply. You manage all of that yourself, and you just manage the number of users that you basically need on the platform by adding and removing them. Adding is very simple. You just click on the invite button here and you pop in their email address to send them an invite to join you on the app. Once they're in here, then we'll just click into one of the profiles and I'll give you a sneak peek of kind of all the data that you can track or monitor on them. So their profile is basically a snapshot of where they're at right now. So we'll go quickly through this and just look at the different data points that you can basically track or monitor on your clients and athletes. So you have their general information. We have introduced, I think it was just around the time we did the call last time, Steve, but we introduced injury tracking as well. I'm not sure was that live around that time, but
yeah, it literally just been launched, because we were obviously quite excited because we had quite a lot of physios who were doing return to play protocols and management within season and stuff as well. So that was a great feature,
Yeah. So you can track injuries in the platform if you want to, and then you have your body composition section. So your client or your athlete can record this in the app, but you can also just click this button and you can put in their measurements for them. And so we have a number of different measurement options or machine reading, and you can just go in, put in their information and log that body composition on that date. We have the nutrition is being added into the profile at the moment, and so you can track through the app. You can track daily calories, daily macros, daily water intake, and a food diary. Now we do have a dashboard in the analysis section where you can view all this information, but it is being added into the profile too, a little snapshot. In your exercises or your records section, you can basically look at any exercise that your client or athlete has been recording data on, and we'll show you two things. You'll see their current records, and you can toggle between their current in the last 8 weeks or their personal best, and you'll see depending on what they've recorded in the app, will give you, say, a 1 rep max in this case, if it's sets and reps, or reps and weight. But it could be a jump height, a sprint time, you know, a minimum time if it's a distance run or something like that, or an average speed. So there's a huge amount of flexibility in what you can monitor in here. And then you'll also see their training diary here. So that's basically, you know, a history of what they've done for that exercise over time. So you can see how they're tracking, how they're improving set by set, over time in here as well. You can as well. Now this is one of the new features I was talking about here, Steve, is this, adding your test data. So this was a big bit of feedback from coaches that they wanted something quick and easy, that if they're in the gym with their clients or their athletes, that they wanted to just be able to pull up a dashboard in here and record some test data for their clients. So in here, very simply, you select the date, you select the individual, or you can select a group of individuals if you want, if you're working with a team or a group of clients at the same time. And then you select an exercise. So let's say you're doing, you know, jump testing, and you have your max height, and I don't know, let's say you were doing a chin-up test and you have your max reps in here. So this just gives you a very simple dashboard. You could set up whatever your tester, your profiling is, and you can set up multiple tests in here. And very simply, as your clients are testing, you can just pop in their data in here. So you can do your jump heights. I won't go through it all maybe, but we'll put in a few here. And then you have your chins. So you're putting in their max reps here. And once you're ready with the testing and you have all their data in, you just click Save Records here, and this basically saves all those records, all that testing data for all those athletes that you've input there. So just a nice, I guess, quick and easy way, if you're in the gym one-to-one testing with people, that you can record their data, not have to worry about them having their phone and keying in all that information themselves, you know.
Yeah, that's great. And so for you guys who are sort of thinking, right, well, how would this work, or there's different scenarios. So I want you to imagine you're working with your local rugby team. You've got certain testing protocols, whether you're 5-10 meter sprint, maybe vertical jump, you know, whatever fitness testing or battery you've put together. You've got to be able to access that straight away. Even if you don't work with teams in sport, for example, say if you work with a boot camp with general population, one of the biggest things that helps with retention is the fact that people can see progress. So you having the ability to input all of this data into an app that's very quick and easy. You could be there with your iPad, your phone, while everybody's going through this testing, and you know that data is going to show up straight away. It's going to be stored. It's all of this part of the flexibility of the software, which is a key thing with your client retention as well. So they can access it, they can see it, they can see marked improvements, especially when motivation's low. When they start to feel like I'm not progressing as much, they can review and see how far they've come. And as a coach, you can start making more informed decisions, but you're doing it very quick and easy. The days of me being stood there outside in the pouring down rain, having a bit of a piece of paper, trying to take notes, and it's getting soaking wet to then go back to my Excel sheet later on at 10 o'clock at night while it's still fresh in my mind, are long gone, thank goodness. That's a really good feature, though. That's a really, really good feature. I like that one, mate.
Good. So back to the profile here then. So yeah, you have your record section then we've just covered. Then, so I mentioned, you know, we're not just a workout programming platform either, that we have other features in here that's helping you, I guess, get the full picture of what's affecting your clients or your athletes' progress or their performance. So one of those features is our lifestyle questionnaire, we call it, which is a well-being questionnaire, basically, that covers sleep, sleep duration, mood, energy, stress, and muscle soreness. Very quick. Every day, your client or your athlete will be able to answer this 10-second questionnaire, questions marked on 1 to 5 or 1 to 12 for sleep duration. Now, this client hasn't responded to their questionnaire yet today, but in here, you'll see a very quick dashboard, color coded, so you can see, like a traffic light view. So if there's any bad scores, you'll see them straight away. This guy is obviously doing very well with his well-being, so it's all green here. But you'll see their today's responses with their 7-day and their 28-day average. And if we just look at 7-day here, we'll also calculate a readiness score out of 100 from their responses here, and we'll flag to you if there's any red zones, so any questions they've scored a 2 or below. So it's a great way to keep track of kind of the other things in your client's life that are impacting their performance, and it's a good conversation starter, really. If you see something struggling, you might have a session planned that night, and if they had very poor sleep or very low energy, maybe you tweak the session just to give them a lighter session that day, let them recover, and then push on in the next session. So really, really powerful from that point of view.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like I said again, I like all the features, mate. Anyway, I won't bump into where this is powerful. What I like is the fact that I've got athletes who are internationally based and stuff like that, but also with coaching programs where a lot of our students or a lot of our coaches struggle at time when they start to transition on the line is they go, I don't just want to write a program. I want to know how they're managing, if they're doing well, if they are working hard, or if they're not working hard enough, or if it's pushing them too much. I want to make sure people are getting the most out of my coaching program. And that's what stops a lot of people sometimes getting started, is they don't feel like they can give the service. By having that well-being data right in front of you that you can access, you can have the input where regardless of where you are in the world, you can still have those coaching skills, those high-level coaching skills that separate you out from other people. So again, like I say, I won't bump into any more, interrupt anymore, but it's just a really good feature, which I think a lot of people overlook at times,
So yeah, then next up on the profile is just the workout section. In here, you can look at any time frame you want, and very simply, it'll just give you a list of the workouts that are scheduled for that client in that time period. It has functionality, you can go in and you can view the detailed data if they have completed the session or if they haven't completed the session, and you need to make those tweaks, say, like we said, based on their responses from their lifestyle questionnaire that day. Then you can very quickly click update here, and you can change anything about the workout very quickly in real time. It'll be updated in your client's app. So it's not tweaking something then sending it out again and doing all of that kind of stuff. It's just really streamlining that process for you. And you'll also see within whatever time frame you've selected, you'll see their compliance. So you'll see how many workouts out of their scheduled workouts they've completed in there, and which we'll dig into now in a couple of minutes. In this calendar view, it kind of streamlines all of that and allows you to see that all on their calendar anyway. And finally, I won't dig too much detail into the injury tracker, but in here you can basically record any injuries for your clients if you want to. Or if you're working with a team and you have a physio, you can collaborate with a physio, add them to the platform, and they can go in and do all that recording for you. And you can basically record everything about the injury from, the date of the onset of the injury to the structures and the body part that was injured, to what they were doing in terms of the activity and the movement they were doing when they were injured. You can record your injury notes in there and upload any scans or other PDFs or anything like that you have in relation to it. And a great thing if you are working in a team setting as well is that you can set a training availability that then management or coaches can see in the injury dashboard, which we'll look at in a little bit. So you can be very clear in terms of the communication to other coaches and what that client or athlete can or can't do in their training at that point in time, so again, just trying to streamline that communication piece. So I'll move on to the programming side of things, if you think that's enough on the profile, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives you a real good insight. And again, this just makes your coaching life so much easier, guys. So if you are thinking about utilizing a coaching software, or thinking, how will it work? What about this? What about that? What coaching skills will I have to sort of sacrifice in order to go online? You can start to see by having something like RYPT in place, which gives you all of the flexibility to have all of the soft coaching skills alongside the great programming skills that you already have. You're not really losing a lot, you know. You might, if it's working with my athletes, they don't get to see my mug as much, which is obviously a bonus in their side. So there you go. It's a win-win.
So jumping into the programming then, you have kind of three sections within the programming tab here. So you have your exercises. So this is an exercise database, quite simple. I won't dwell on this too much, but in here, I think you start off with 900 or so exercises that we provide. We have about 260, I think it is at the moment, exercise technique videos that support that. So that just means that every time you send one of these exercises that has a video with it to, as part of a workout to one of your clients, they can access that video through their workout if they're not sure about certain technique or anything like that. You can also add any of your own videos to any exercise. This is, again, it's a great way. It does require a bit of work, but I find a lot of our customers actually have been building up, you know, their own database over time. But you can add any of your own videos to the exercises in here, and they'll override our videos as well. So it's a great way to get your own face in your own branding, I guess, into the app, and, you know, in front of your clients, really personalize the experience for them. And you can basically create any exercises or edit any of the exercises we have in there if you want to change the naming convention or create a niche exercise that we don't have or anything like that. But we are constantly updating our database and adding new videos and everything like that. So we're always building that up over time. So then from your exercises, basically you will create your workouts in the platform. So we don't at the moment provide any workout templates for you. It's just the tools that you can create all of your own templates to share with your clients or your athletes. So when you click into the workout section, this will be blank initially, but as you build up, you'll build up basically a library of workout templates that you can quickly, you know, make a copy of and tweak something if it is to individualize it for a specific client, or just share it or schedule it for a specific client very quickly if it's already built. And then you can make some very small updates if you want to just tweak it while it's already on their calendar. So very, you know, as you build up your library template, I guess you have a lot of pre-made workouts ready to go, so you can very quickly, if you're onboarding a new client or anything like that, get them started straight away, you know. So I'll just look at a pre-built workout to kind of give you an idea very quickly of what you can do with the workout builder. So in the workout builder, again, stress that we're really going for flexibility in here with this tool, so that you can, you know, you can put as much detail as you want to, if in terms of prescribing and monitoring data if you want to, or you can just have a very simple workout with just sets and reps, or even with just video content there if you want to just share a video workout with people. So the way the workouts are set up, you know, you set up your workout with a name. You can set, you know, a target workout duration, an activity type, and, you know, a target intensity for the workout, just to give your clients and athletes an idea of what they're in for, I guess, when they're starting their workout. But then they'll also be asked to record their, you know, their RPE and their duration at the end of the session, so you can track their training loads. You can add a description in here, and, you know, if there's any kind of information or instructions that you want to give your clients as well, going with their workout. And then when you're building your workout, you just click on the add exercises button here, and you're basically adding all the exercises and content that you want to the workout. So the way that's done is it'll be done with these tabs across here. So you're adding your different sections to your workout for, in this example, you know, your warm up and your key lifts, a hypertrophy section, and then a finisher at the end. But this is all completely customizable by you. So I'll just click here to show you what that looks like very quickly. So you add your different exercise groupings, and then to your groupings, you can add, you know, an exercise from our database, or multiple exercises if you want, or you can add just video content as well if you want. So you would build up basically your whole session in here. and then click add to workout. So I'll just cancel that and we'll have a look. And then you click into these tabs to add further information and prescribe specific loads and metrics with your exercises. So in this case, this is just the warm-up. You've just added a dynamic warm-up video here. So just for something for your clients to follow along to as they do their warm-up. But if you are in your key lift section here, for example, this shows you how detailed you can get if you wanted to in terms of prescribing specific, rep ranges, intensities, tempos, and velocities, and all these kind of things with your session as well. So you can add basically up to 3 metrics with each exercise, and then you can also add things like rest and tempo as well, so you can get very detailed with your workouts if you want to. You would set the number of sets and then basically add the values to the different metrics that you've added. We do have certain smart metrics in there as well, like this example percentage max, where you can prescribe a percentage, and then when you send it out to the client, it'll take their 1 rep max for that exercise and it'll calculate the exact load they should be lifting for them. So some of those kind of nice features that take some of the hard work and the calculation out of it for you and your client, so there's no guesswork going on when they get their workout. But yeah, like very quickly, that is an overview of the workout feature. I don't want to dwell on that too much, Steve, because there's some other stuff I guess we want to get through. Yeah. But is there anything else you'd like me to focus on there, or?
No, I think that pretty much covers it, and I think just want to echo what a couple of guys have saying. So a couple of RYPT users. So this is Charles, really good app, enjoying using it. Clients enjoy it too, easy to use. And then Andy's come back is I echo Charles Bristol's thoughts, made life so much easier. So the proof's in the pudding from a couple of coaches there, which is great to see. So yeah, man, it's
thanks for that. Thanks for that, Charles and Andy. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So yeah, I'll just pop onto the programming section then as well. So you have your workouts, which are your individual sessions, and then you have your program templates as well. So you can also build up, multi-week schedules that include multiple workouts and multiple bits of content that you can share in one bulk go. So exact same as workouts, you create all your own templates and you'll start building up a library. So that could be, your strength or your power programs. It could be a rehab or prehab program if you are a physio, or whatever you basically need it to be in here. So again, we'll just take a quick look at, a pre-built program in here. The program builder really is very simple compared to the workout builder. So you're just in here deciding, the number of weeks that you want the program to run for. So this is a 6-week program, and then the weeks will be set out here below. And what all you need to do is basically add the workouts and other content that you want to the program on the specific days. So you're basically just setting out your schedule here for your clients or your athletes. So to add, you just click on the plus on any day you want to add, and you can add a workout, or you can add your content in here as well. So very simply, if you select workout, this will just display all of your templates, and you can type to filter the list here and select the workout that you want to add. And you can add it to the program that way. So very simple, very straightforward. You can also add content. So we'll take a look at it now in a second, but we have a content library there where you can store any PDF, videos, or image files that you can share as supporting information. So that's, some popular stuff that's used for is like nutrition, if you want to share meal plans or anything like that, or recipes, anything. Recovery stuff if you want to share, like, some recovery stretching sessions in between their workouts on their rest days, or basically anything you want to share there to support your program. So I'll just jump into that section now. So in here under resources, so this is your basically your content library. Quite simple again, this feature. You can upload your content here by clicking on upload in the top right hand corner, and as I was saying, you can add a PDF or a JPEG or a PNG image file, or you can also copy and paste in a link here to add a video. And so once you do, that will be added to your library here, and you can then add that to your programs, or you can set up these public folders as well. So this is actually another new feature, I think, Steve, since we spoke last. So this came again from coach feedback that people really wanted a more flexible way to share content or resources with their clients or athletes. So what we've done here is allow you to create these folders for, you know, any different types of content you want. So these are just some examples here, like nutrition, recipes, recovery, video analysis. Even if it is in a sporting context, some people use it for that. And basically you populate these folders. We'll just click into the nutrition one with different pieces of content that you want to share with your clients or your athletes. And then you'll see some of them here have this icon beside them. That just means that the folder is shared publicly. So when you turn on that sharing, anybody that's linked to your gym, any of your clients can access that content on any given day that they want to on demand. So think of it kind of like most people are probably familiar with Google Drive and the sharing there. So it's like having a mini Google Drive within the platform that you can set up your folders and control who can access them, basically. So yeah, just another way to share these resources with your clients and athletes more easily, I guess. So all of that supporting content that goes around their training, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be, you know, the whole programming side of things. So what we can do now, I think, is jump in and have a quick look at the calendar feature that kind of pulls all of this together. So again, this is very close to going live, not fully live just yet. Hopefully next week we're going to release this, but we can take a look in here anyway. Excuse me. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, you know, a big bit of feedback we were getting is, you know, a more kind of streamlined view that coaches can, you know, in one view very quickly look at a client or a group, if they have a training group, if they're working with a team, and just see exactly what's happening with that client this week or, you know, this month or whatever the time period they want to look at. So on one view, be able to see everything that's happening with that client and quickly link out to the different data points if they need to dig deeper. So we've introduced this calendar view. So this is like the individual calendar view where you can see a single client. And we are also going to be introducing training groups in here, so you can filter on a full training group if you are working with a squad or a group of clients on the same plan. And you'll see basically everything that is happening for that client. So you'll see, you know, any workouts you've scheduled at a quick glance. You'll be able to see what they've completed and what they haven't. You'll see any activities that they've added themselves outside of your scheduled training. So in this case, this person has been doing some stretching on their recovery days and, you know, cardio running. And you'll see their questionnaire responses if they have been doing their lifestyle, and again, their nutrition if they have been adding it, and their steps as well, their daily steps if they have been adding it. So with any of these, you can basically click into the calendar event and then you'll see that further information in here straight away for that response. So that could be, you know, their lifestyle responses here. So you'll see what they've added that day. Could be their nutrition responses in here. You'll see exactly what they're doing. Or further information about, you know, their runs or other activities they're doing. You can very quickly access all of this information. And similarly with their workouts, if you click into a workout here, you'll see exactly what you've scheduled for that workout, and you can go in and update it here as well if you want to very quickly. So a lot of this functionality, I guess, was already in the platform, but it's the way that we're presenting it to you and giving coaches much quicker access to the key information. One of the key things we've added here as well, you'll notice that some of these events have these flags in here. So what the flags are doing are basically alerting you that, okay, maybe you need to look in more detail at this item. So the flags, say in this case, is if the client had a very high RPE, so you're seeing the 9 RPE here. So you're seeing, you know, they've done a very intense session today again, or if they've added notes in here. So you can very quickly see the notes that they've added to that activity, and gives you that flag, I guess, to see, okay, do I need to reach out to them? Do I need to tweak their session tomorrow or anything like that based on that? Similarly here with the lifestyle, you'll see the notes are, the flags are basically flagging that they've had some red zones in here. So, you know, is there something, again, I need to follow up with or look in more detail at? So it's about presenting that information better, I guess, and flagging coaches to where they need to dig deeper, so they don't need to look through everybody every single day, you know.
Yeah, that's great, and I think even the guys who are looking at the hybrid model, you know, if you're checking your laptop or whatever it may be first thing in the morning, just to say, right, what's my daily schedule looking like, what's my clients looking like, and if you get the answers to those well-being questions first thing in the morning when the clients woke up, you can automatically start thinking about adjusting a session, changing things that are going to, maybe you've got them in at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock or a little bit later that morning, and they've already flagged up that they're feeling tired. You can already start making the changes rather than them walking through the gym door, sunken-eyed, got no sleep, whatever it may be. Then you have to start changing things there and then. It's great that you can have an insight before it's even happened. So it's got to be a really good feature in the fact that it's all in one place. You can just look at it while you're having your morning coffee. All good, right? Let's go. Kind of change things, and you can actually be a proactive coach rather than a reactive coach because you can make changes before they've even happened or forcing you into a corner, which is a very, very powerful tool for us coaches, and we definitely need it more of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, on top of that then as well is you can basically just program directly in here if you want to as well. So if you click, you'll see there's a plus on every day. You can add an event to that day if you want to. So very quickly, you can share a piece of content if you want to for that day. You can add a program or you can add a workout in here directly to their calendar, you know. And so it's, I guess, again, just streamlining that whole process that you can do things quicker, you know. And yeah, as I said, we'll be layering, you know, another view on top of this where you can view basically all of your clients and athletes. So again, like you said, if you are having your morning coffee and you just want to check up on everybody, you'll see it. You'll see the flags in there, so you know where to dig and what client to look at straight away. So, you know, you don't need to worry about the people, I guess, as much that are flying it and they're ready to train. It's just those ones that maybe had a poor night's sleep or, you know, are struggling with other things that you might need to tweak things for. So it's going to flag all of that straight away, so you don't have to dig through each individual client to get that information, you know.
Yeah, really, really cool feature, mate. Like it.
Great, good to hear. Yeah, that has been you know, a good deal in the making. We designed it with a number of coaches that gave us feedback and did some testing on it. So, you know, we'll be looking, I guess, for more feedback to refine it more after its launch. But yeah, I'm very excited about this one and how it can transform things for coaches. So yeah, so maybe we'll have a quick look at the app then, I guess, and look what it looks like then from the client's point of view. So let me just hook this up and I can share my own screen as well.
And I think what I want to point out, guys, for you guys that are listening and watching and stuff as well, is as you're going through it, just try and think about how this would transform your business, or how it would sort of plug in, what adaptations you can make, what additional services can you make, because especially at the moment, what we've got to really be trying to nail down is adding value. So if you can make sure that you are looking after your clients in additional ways that allow you to be more proactive with checking out their well-being, whatever it may be, and just changing workouts, you're adapting to that individual's needs, which is going to make them feel more valued. The more valued they feel, the more likely they are to hang around. But also, you become one thing that I hate at the moment is fitness and personal training is a luxury. Actually, if you make it a necessity by making sure that you are giving the best service you possibly can, then people will make sure that they prioritize their health and well-being and utilizing your services to facilitate that. So I think looking at this now, it's thinking about how can I add more value to my clients? How can I push them further forward? Because now more than ever is where people are going to stick things under a microscope. And you want to make sure your services are really a high priority on people's monthly spends, because they need it more than ever. You know, us as a nation, we only get sicker, and we need to make sure that we're supporting it and driving that health and well-being as a priority, not as a luxury as some people see it.
So can you see this screen okay, the app screen here?
Yeah, got that, mate. Got that.
Perfect. So yeah, the app is for your client or your athlete. So basically, this is what they will see when they log in on any given day. So here they have, they have their weekly schedule basically. Any day they have a workout schedule will be circled like this. So it's blue when they've actually completed the workout, but it'll be orange initially. So in here, this one's showing orange for today. They haven't completed their workout yet. And so it just gives them, a quick overview of their week at a glance. They can also click up here and see their calendar, and they'll see, what they had done previously, and what their compliance is like, but then also what they have scheduled or coming up over the next couple of weeks if you have scheduled their program in advance. And each day they'll basically have different sections that they can look into. So they have their workouts here if you schedule a workout for them. They have their nutrition that they can respond to, their lifestyle, which is their well-being questionnaire, their content, which is their their PDFs and their videos and their other content that you've shared. And they have their activity section here where they can go in and log any other activities that they've been doing outside of your scheduled training as well. So we'll take a look at the nutrition first. So very simply in here, if you want them to, they can go in and they can log their daily calorie intake, and simply just by tapping in here and typing in the values. They can also log their protein intake, their carbohydrate intake, their fat intake, and their water intake. So they can do as many or as few of these as you want them to. And they can also add a text food diary here as well if you want them to. So as I mentioned earlier, the big kind of developments for this that we have planned is that integration with MyFitnessPal. So if you are using that with them, that it will sync all this data automatically, and that takes the work out of it for your clients having to input it here. And we're also looking at simplifying the food diary as well, and adding just images so they can take a quick photo of the food they've been eating that day rather than have to type it in, and you can give them quick feedback on that as well. So that's kind of what's coming for this feature when we launch the new apps. Then section, they have their well-being questionnaire, which we'll look at very quickly. So in here, very simple, they're asked about their sleep duration, their mood, energy, stress, and muscle soreness. And in here, they can go in, they can add a note if they want to give you any further information. So just say, feeling tight after yesterday's workout, just to give you a bit more feedback and insight into how they're feeling. So you can pop in there. Once they submit it, we'll calculate, as I was saying, their readiness score for the day out of 100 based on their responses, and they'll see their 7-day average in here. They can also, so anything they scored a 3 or below, they can click in here and they'll be able to see tips on how to improve any of these things that they're scoring low on. And they can also click in and see a full report here if they want to see their trends for each question for today, 7-day and 28-day average. So they have access to all of that stuff in there if they want to dig a little deeper. Then in the content section here, so they have 2 tabs in this section here. So they have a scheduled content tab. So if you've actually scheduled something on their calendar, they'll see it here. Now this client has nothing scheduled for today, basically. But then they also have this resources tab, which are those folders that we looked at that they can access on demand anytime they want. So you would set up whatever it is you want to share with them. You set up the folder and make it public, and they can access it whenever they want. So that nutrition folder that we looked at, you can see they have some different videos and PDFs in here that they can look at whenever you want them to, or whenever they want to, or whatever it is for your context that you want to set up and share with them. Then finally, in the activity section here, you have their steps, so they can, type in their steps for the day. Again, with the new apps, we're looking at integrating this with, Apple Health or Google Health, so that we pull all of this information automatically as well, and they don't have to key it in, but they can do that at the moment. And then they have their activities here. So they'll have an activity in there for any workouts. So they have a workout schedule today that hasn't been completed yet, so it's showing as 0. But they can, if they were doing other activities, they can click in here and they can add their other activities that they're doing. So, say they're doing their own runs, or they're doing, football training or something like that. They can type in that activity. They select an activity type. So that would be sport training. They put in the duration in here. And they put in their RPE for that session, so how difficult it was, and they can again add any notes if they want to give you further feedback on that session, or they can add links from their wearable devices or anything like that that they need to add there. So once they submit that basically records that activity for the day. So you're getting the full overview of the training that your clients are doing, rather than just what you're scheduling for them, because they're going to be, in most cases, they'll be doing some sort of other activities themselves outside of that. So it's a good feature from that point of view. So we'll just have a look at, I'll jump forward and we can look at the workout that we were just looking at in the website in here. So it's been scheduled for next week. But in here, when you click into your workouts, this is what I mentioned earlier about your own branding into the app. So, the workout comes from a specific coach that shared it, and it comes with your own, your business branding or team branding, if it is a sports team you're working with, and your name. And you can set this cover photo as well to really bring your own branding into the app. So when they click in here, they have 2 screens in the workout section. They have their summary screen here, where they'll see all of the detail of the workout. So remember, we had this dynamic warm-up video in there with a note, but then they click into the key lift section and you'll see a bit more detail about the session with the exercises. So, you have your 70% max here, which is taking this user's 1 rep max and giving them a kg load to lift. And then with each exercise as well, they have these options here, so they can look at an exercise technique video if they're not sure about the technique. They can look at their training diary here. If you haven't prescribed a specific load and they want to check what they did last week and make sure they're lifting the right weight, they can see their history here. And they can also see their records for any exercise. So they have very quick access to all of this information from within their workout. So yeah, they would basically look through their summary and know exactly what they need to do. And then when they're completing the workout, they can click into the complete screen here. And this will all be pre-populated with anything you've prescribed, just again, make it easier for your clients and increase that adherence. But they can also go in and they can change any of these values that they want to. So, they can put in exactly what they did in that workout. They also can, add and remove sets here. They can add a note if they want to give you more feedback about a specific exercise. If they're having, a difficulty or, pain or anything like that, they can add that for you here. So once they've, filled out their workout, they just click Save Workout here. Then they're asked for, the duration of their session and their RPE. They can, again, add notes here if they want to add something specific or feedback about the workout. And they click Submit, and that basically saves all their data and marks that workout as complete. So they'll see some stats about their workout, how many they're completing, their loads, the total volume in terms of the kg they lifted in that session. And if they had set any new records, they'd be able to see them here as well. So yeah, that's a very quick summary of the app. I'm kind of conscious time-wise that we might be getting a bit tight, Steve. So
no, that's all good. It's all good.
So yeah, I guess that all then ties back into your analysis section, basically in the site. So if we click into the analysis section here you basically have dashboards for all the different data types that you're collecting from your clients or your athletes. So you have your lifestyle, which is your well-being. You have your training load, which is all your RPE data. You have your nutrition, your exercise records, where you can see any records you're recording and look at their progress. Your training volume, which is the kg and reps that they're doing in a time period. Workout compliance, very simple. We have introduced GPS to the platform as well. So if you are working with sports teams, you can upload their GPS data. And you also have an injury risk, which is calculated from multiple data points in there to give you a dynamic injury risk for your client. And then you have your injuries dashboard, which displays all of your injuries. So we'll just take a look at one or two of them very quickly. So in here with your lifestyle, so you'll have a table that basically displays your lifestyle responses for the day. So you can see all of your clients and athletes very quickly. Only one responded here so far, but this is the one we just did here. So again, you'll see that traffic light view. You can see any comments they've added, if they've given you further comments or feedback. And with each dashboard as well, then you'll have graphs. So you'll have all of your data from this dashboard graphed as well. So you can select a time period here, and your graphs will display either a group average if you select the entire group, or if you select an individual, you can type in here just to view that individual's data on the dashboard. So you can find any of the data points that you need basically in here. We'll also just look at the records dashboard, because it's a nice one to look at as well. So this is showing, you know, your progress. So in here, you basically select any exercise you want to look at. So say you're looking at your, you know, your CMJ or your jump heights that we looked at earlier. You can look in here. I'll actually select a custom time period here. So we should have some good data here. So this would basically show you, this is your entire group, but we'll look at an individual. This would show you, you know, your record for that time period for the athlete that you've selected, basically, and it shows you graphed out on their graph their progress and all their data points. So depending on the exercise you select, in this case it's showing you your jump height, but it could be your 1 rep max or anything like that that you're tracking, and it will show you basically a table of all the data as well if you are looking or comparing users or anything like that. So one final thing I'll show on the reporting side of things is how you can create PDF reports as well. So you have this PDF icon here that you can create basically a branded report to share with your client or with, you know, other coaches if you're working in a team setting or anything like that. So you select the data that you want, and then you create the report basically, and it downloads a PDF with your own branding on it, and that you can then share with whoever you need to, you know. So in this case, you have your you know, your own branding coming in, your own logo coming in, and you have your graphs and your table there as well. So you can do individual or group reports there as well if you want to. So just a nice feature, kind of closing that feedback loop and giving people, as you said earlier, it's the, you know, the feedback and showing them their progress, which is really important too.
Absolutely. And if you're working with coaches, sports teams, being able, because obviously you can sort of dig into percentages and improvements and stuff like that, and you can speak to the director of rugby or the head coach until you're blue in the face about, oh, they're improving their CMJ that much. If you can just give them a nice graph and just say, look, this is getting better, they're actually reducing their times, that's job done, makes life a lot easier. So that's again, it's a really, really good feature, that.
Yeah, exactly. When you can show somebody the data, I think they can't argue with that. It makes it black and white, doesn't it?
They'll still argue, they'll still blame you that they're not fit enough whenever they lose, because that's the role of an SSC coach. It's always to take the blame for when a team loses. It's never the management team's fault. It's always the fact that the team weren't fit enough. But there you go. Yeah. That's a different one altogether. Good stuff, mate. I'm absolutely loving that. The features that are coming up looking really good. And again, just another one from clients like the fact I can load recipe books, etc. They can access anytime. I've set up programs that are automated too, so every now and again I get additional sales without actually doing anything myself other than touching base to say hi. So again, shows the flexibility of the platform and just how powerful it can be, guys. Is there anything else you want to share with the guys, Cormac?
No, the only other thing we didn't really get to look at is the products feature where you can set up programs to sell. But we have a short 10-minute demo that you know, I can share a link to after this if you want to, or if we have time, I can go through it very quickly. It's up to you, really.
Yeah, well, I will tell you what, we'll drop the link in. Just want to make sure you get this feedback here as well. As Heather's put in there, thank you very much. We'll get to grips with Rip. Thank you for the great customer service. So that a big shout out to you for yourself and the team there.
Thank you,
Another one as
Heather.
well. This is awesome as well from a Facebook user, which is great as well. So Cormac, if people want to sort of get booked onto a trial, what's the best one to do? Is just head over to RYPT and just get started with that free trial.
Yeah, exactly. So it's rip.app, and you can sign up there. You just need your email address to sign up, basically, and it's free to try initially with one client. So what we always recommend, add yourself as a client and play around with it. And then we offer a 1 month free trial on any of our plans if you want to get started and ramp up a couple of clients. And we offer a free training call as well during that trial period if you have any questions or anything getting set up. And then as part of the Elite Coaches Network as well, if you do decide to move on to the paid plan, you get 50% off your first 3 months there. So that's that added deal that's in there for you guys. So we can share that coupon code as well, or else you can just let us know when you signed up that you're with the network, and we'll set that up for you as well.
Absolutely spot on. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. I mean, it's always great to see the updates and what's coming from RYPT. But guys, if you've got any questions or if you're thinking about how do I even get started going online, what do I need to have in place? Hopefully, Cormac's been able to showcase the RYPT platform there, just to show just how easy it is in terms of having everything in one place. So obviously, you're still going to need to spend a bit of time doing the work and stuff, but obviously, that's why they give the 1 month free trial. So if you think you're going to be able just to play about, get it built up, get it working how you want it to work, it's going to be it could be an absolute game changer for you leveraging your business, taking it online. If you find yourself working 30, 40 hours a week of face-to-face coaching and you can't physically take on anymore, then this is going to be a great way for you to take things to the next level. And especially if you start working with teams and managing those guys even more. So, Cormac, absolute legend for coming on again, mate. I really appreciate it, and we'll make sure that we do it again because, like we say, technology moves so quick. It's impossible to keep up with at times, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, lots more to come. And yeah, thanks very much for having me. Pleasure as always.
No worries. So, guys, until next time, have a great one. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up again very, very soon.